Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our session today. I am your instructor, CPA Ringo Frederick. And in our class today, my good students, we are going to introduce a new topic. And this is topic number 5, valuation concept in finance. Valuation concept in finance. So anytime you're talking about valuation, my good student, there are some of the key main elements that we must always tend to have at the back of our mind. So first of all, it will be important for us to understand whenever we are talking of valuation, ideally, what should come at the back of our mind? Valuation. Because I know it's not the first time we are hearing the term valuation. I know valuation is not a new term. Valuation, I'm definitely sure that anytime you're talking about valuation, this is not a new term, probably. To all of us, this is not a new term to all of us. So, what is valuation or rather in this context, what will we be talking about valuation? Valuation, ideally, you'll find that is the process of estimating the worthiness of a given items. It is a process of estimating the worthiness of a given item. That's why we normally tend to talk about our assets are going to be revalued either upwards or downwards. Talk about maybe the aspect to do with items like maybe the shares are going to be revalued either upwards or downwards. So it's just kind of an act or the process of measuring the worthiness of something or item. So valuation are always used on various reasons. For finance specifically, valuations are always used on various reasons, such as investment analysis. Valuations are always used on various reasons, such as investment analysis. We normally tend to talk about the aspect to do with capital budgeting, which we'll be looking at this case, capital budgeting. Talk about valuation can also be used in regard to the aspect to do with mergers and acquisition transactions. Mergers and acquisitions transactions. We'll also be talking about aspects to do with financial reporting, etc. Financial reporting, etc. So you'll find that this concept of valuation is going to be used on such areas of investment analysis, capital budgeting, mergers and acquisition transactions, financial reporting. We normally tend to talk about the aspect of taxable events and all that. That is very key to understand. Now, the moment we've grasped the concept of valuation and we've seen the areas that they might be used, there are some of the key definitions that you must always tend to have at the back of our mind anytime you are looking at the concept of valuation. There are some key definitions that you must always tend to recall anytime you are talking about valuation. So what are these key definitions that you must always tend to have at the back of your mind, my good students? Anytime you are looking at the concept of valuation, as you are saying, there are some key main elements or terms that must always stick at our fingertips anytime that you're talking about valuation. So the one and most important element we are going to start with, we are going to talk about market value, because anytime you're talking about valuation, you normally tend to compare with the market value. And when you're talking about the market value, what do we mean? So that's the first term that I want us to consider, the aspect to do with market value. Number one, talk about market value. That is one key element that I want us to consider anytime you're talking about finance or valuation in finance. So just as the word suggests, I'm having the concept of market value. So market value, ideally, it is a price which the securities are currently trading in. This is a price at which securities are currently trading for in the market. The value is determined by the forces of demand and is determined by the forces of demand and supply. So one of the key elements that we're talking about is market value. At this point, remember our main concepts, we are in finance. And we'll be looking at it in terms of what? In terms of the aspect of where we are going to invest. And anytime I talk about investors, of course, and I'm looking at shareholders, main element is usually what? Security. Or on another term, we normally term them as what? Shares. So that's why we are saying that at this point, anytime you're talking about market value in this context, we are looking at the price which the securities are currently trading for in the market. Just as the word suggests. Number two, and remember these prices, they normally tend to be determined by the forces of market, supply and demand. Number two term we should have in mind is the term known as what? Book value. Book value, commonly known as nominal value as well. Nominal value. Or we can talk of what? The par value. So, anytime you're talking about par value or book value or the nominal value of our shares per se, what should we understand, my good students? At this point, we normally tend to look at it as a form of the original price of a financial asset or security. The original price. This time we're talking about the original price. What does that price going for right now? Remember, market value. We are looking at it as a form of the price at which the securities are currently trading for. Book value, the original price of a financial security. I.e., whenever we're talking about these financial securities, normally tend to talk about ordinary shares, preference shares, long-term debts or debentures. So we're looking at it as a form of when we were issuing this aspect, when we were issuing these shares, when we were issuing these debentures, what was the original price? That is what you're terming it as what? As book value. The original price of these market securities. Should it be ordinary shares, preference shares, talk about debentures? When you are issuing it, what did you issue it with? The original price is what you're terming it as what? As the fair value. So you're terming it as the fair value. So you'll find that many a times this value is usually historical, and it helps in determining the number of securities issued when raising a given amount. So you'll find that it is always historical. It is this value actually is historical, because remember, these prices of shares, they will always tend to change every now and then. So whatever that we issued, whatever that we started with, say like for example, we started trading our shares at the original price of say 100. Market environment will make this price to change. It will not be constant. So using our data from the beginning is going to assist us in so many ways, which we'll be looking at them. That is book value. Number two, talk about replacement value. Number three, we are talking about replacement value. Anytime, my good students, anytime you're talking about replacement value, what must we always tend to have in mind? Replacement value, ideally, it is an equivalent value of a given financial asset to another. Say, for example, like I want to do a form of exchange or replacement. What would be the value of that item? So you're saying that it is an equivalent value of a given financial asset to another. Value of one asset that is enough to replace another asset. At this point, I'm having, say like, we can take an example of an asset, say like I'm having, say like a motor vehicle. Here, maybe you're talking about, say, Tesla, say Model X. This is a vehicle, Tesla Model X. On the other hand, probably, you're talking about, say, like a vehicle, like maybe I'm having Ford. So on this case, you'll find that looking at the replacement value, this Tesla being, say, going for, say, like, assuming that our Tesla is going for, say, like 3 million. And Ford probably is going for, say, like 2.8 million. So replacement value, we are saying that we are looking at the value of an asset that is enough to replace another asset. If this value, given the conditions, and this value for Tesla, you'll find that I want to replace our Ford, say, with Tesla. So you'll find that this value is enough to replace Ford. The value of Tesla, or rather Tesla Model X, is kind of can replace Ford. So this is what we are terming it as replacement value. Replacement value. It is enough to replace another asset for another asset. After we've talked of our replacement value, another key item that we should always have in mind. In this case, we normally tend to talk about number 4. We'll talk about intrinsic value. Intrinsic value. Intrinsic value. That is also a very key common term that we normally tend to talk about in finance. And whenever we're talking about intrinsic value, my good students, what must we always tend to have at the back of our mind? Intrinsic value, you'll find that it is a present value of expected cash inflows from a given securities. We are saying it is intrinsic value. It is a present value. Remember just the topic after this, we are dealing with the aspect of, we are talking about present value, future values, right? So we are saying that intrinsic value, it is a present value of expected cash flows from a given security. It is a present value of expected cash flows from a given security, This value is therefore determined by discounting the expected cash inflows. Is determined by discounting the expected cash inflows of a given securities using cost of capital as the discount factor. Remember, immediately after this topic, we'll be talking about the cost of capital. So we are saying that intrinsic value, ideally, what we should have in mind, it is the expected cash inflows from a given security. Expected. It is a present value. It is a present value of expected cash inflows from a given security. And we are saying this value is therefore determined by discounting expected cash flows of a given security using the cost of capital as a discount factor. Later on, we'll be looking at cost of capital, so don't worry about that. Number 5 item that you should have in mind is the concept known as conversion value. Conversion value will be also a very important concept that you must always consider, the aspect of conversion value. And many a times these terms, ideally, you'll find that you can get their definition from the term itself. Like, for example, when I'm talking about conversion value, my good students, what should we always tend to remember? What should we always tend to recall? What should click at the back of our mind? So conversion value, ideally, we normally tend to look at it as it refers to the financial worth of the securities obtained by exchanging. I repeat that statement again. You are saying that refers to a financial worth of the securities obtained by changing a convertible security for its underlying assets. Refers to the financial worth of the securities obtained by exchanging a convertible security for its underlying assets. So these are some of the important definitions that you must always tend to have at the back of our mind. So I'll want you guys to meet me in the next session, whereby we are going to look at the importance or the reasons why should we value our financial assets. That's the next concept that I want us to meet in our next class and discuss. The reasons why we should value our financial assets. Thank you so much, and let us meet in the next session.